my little party animals, and welcome back to the Simzoid series, where we are recreating iconic locations from Project Zomboid in The Sims 4. Today, we are building a Spiffo's restaurant, which obviously, due to the branding in Zomboid versus whatever items I have to work with in The Sims 4, was much more of a challenge than Kate and Baldspot's house was. I did my best to get the vibe of Spiffos right, even if it is not a one-to-one match from Spiffos you will see in Knox County. Spiffos is a fast food restaurant similar to McDonald's, Burger King, Wendys, etc., available in all of the major areas of Knox County from Rosewood to Westpoint, with their headquarters being situated within Louisville. You will generally find Spiffos on the main drags of all of the cities available in-game, and they're a great source of food and kitchen items. Of course, if you can get to them before the food rots. According to one of the home VHS tapes you can find, named Secrets of Spiffos Special Sauce, you find out a bit more of the backstory of Spiffos, with a little conspiracy theory tacked on to the end of the video. Brothers John and Kevin Spiffenmeister founded Spiffos in 1940 in Raleigh, North Carolina, and are famed for the, quote, special sauce in their burgers, which is apparently a company secret. At the end of the VHS tape, the person recording says the following: "And yet, the Spiffos Corporation has a secret it just won't tell anyone. A key ingredient in each of its burgers. Spiffos Special Sauce. Just what exactly are the components of this sauce? If they're safe, then why keep the recipe a secret? And is there any truth to the rumor that the sauce was changed just before the UK's BSE crisis began? Perhaps the Spiffo servers should be asking, do you want lies with that?" But that VHS tape is not the only mention of Spiffos found within the in-game media. It's also mentioned by two callers on Knox Talk Radio. The first one airs on the first day of your character finding themselves within the Knox exclusion zone, and talks about the happenings during the evacuation of Knox County. The host asks the caller if they are violent, and the caller mentions having been getting lunch at Spiffos and not seeing a fight. The second mention of Spiffos, however, is a bit more accusatory and leans into conspiracy theory territory. Or could it be an explanation for the Knox event entirely? "You're with Knox Talk, Catherine. That new Spiffos restaurant just opened. And you think it's connected? It's in the meat. They've been feeding cattle to cattle. It's a European thing. You think it's related to the BSE crisis? Mad cow disease? There was a guy talking about it on Triple N. Guy wrote a book, said it gets into your head. You eat burgers, and it gets to your brain. My son worked in Spiffos before they let him go. You know how many he cooked a day? A lot. A whole lot. That's all I'm saying." Thanks for your call, Catherine. Could the meat in Spiffos burgers have caused the Knox event? Maybe. But there are so many clues for so many different causes found during your travels in the game, via media, VHS tapes, and more, that most Project Zomboid players agree that we will never have a definitive answer as to where the Knox virus originated from. Personally, I do think that the mystery is half the fun of it. There are some other fun things you can find around Spiffos restaurants in Knox County in addition to the food and conspiracy theories. Sometimes Spiffo zombies can spawn, getting you exclusive Spiffo clothing, like aprons, shirts, or even a full Spiffo suit, which in my nearly 700 hours of playtime, I unfortunately have not had the pleasure to see yet. You can also find Spiffo plushies if you're lucky, and it is a common goal among Zomboid players to gather as many Spiffos as humanly possible, of course, along with lawn flamingos and David the Gnomes. I am personally partial to rubber ducks. Don't forget to leave a comment with your favorite location in Knox County and your theory on how the Knox event started. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Simzoid, and I'll see you in the next one.